All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we have two Texas hip hop icons right here live on the line. We got the legendary Grit Boys. We got Scooby and Unique right here, right now. How are you guys doing this evening?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right.
I gotta say, first and foremost, guys, before we dive into this interview, man, I have been a fan of you guys for a long time, man. So just being able to chop it up with, Houston's finest this evening it's truthfully an honor.
Oh, brother.
It's a blessing to be here, man. It's a blessing to be here.
But for the newer generation that might not, of course, that might not know the Grip Boys, I was wondering, could you actually, introduce yourselves individually and tell us a little bit more about yourselves as solo artists? That way the newer generation that is either listening to this interview live or, of course, the replay can kind of understand the Grip Boys a little bit more.
Go first, me? You can go first.
Well, shit, I'm Unique, a.k.a. Nicky Montana, a.k.a. Bastard Boy. I'm just the flair of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just bring that little extra spark that's necessary when it's necessary. And then I do all the little intangibles and in and outs, you know. It's really it. Good. It's too young, you be.
Yeah, man. All right. I go by Scooby under. Collectively, it's me, Meek, and Poppy. We three are the Grid Boys. I got a solo career, but I go by Scooby Under also. I have 9 solo albums. We got our start as the Grid Boys. Our first major appearance was on the late great Big Hawk, his album. And then we worked on the Color Changing Clique, Paul Wild and Chameleon, which on those first mixtapes. And from there we appeared on mostly all Paul Wild's label releases. Most notably is People's Champ with the song featuring Lil Wayne, Marching Step. It's platinum today, and yeah, man, we started off real young, doing a lot of great things. Unique actually worked with DJ Khaled on his first single, "Holla at Me." Yeah, so it's a lot down the list, man.
Good boys.
And of course, you guys actually met while attending Worthing High School out there in Houston, Texas. I was wondering, during your high school days, what actually made you guys decide to come together to form what the world now knows as the Grip Boys?
Well, we knew each other before Worthing. I was only a freshman, and so Worthing was kind of like a hip hop school, man. Pretty much a lot of artists that came through there known, also icons in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So it was basically a stumping ground for that. You know what I'm saying? For artist development and watching artists like Lil Flip. He's like the first one that really broke out nationally. So we was already a group, man. So just seeing others making it happen, it gave us the hope that we could too.
And of course, in the year 2000, you guys also made an appearance on Lil O's album, The Fat Rat with the Cheese. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about that experience, and of course, what was it like just being in the studio working alongside the one and only Lil O?
Well, actually, Poppy was on Fat Rat with the Cheese, but we were all there during the creation, during the end, like the last end of it. Of the creation of that album. We
all appeared on Blood Money. But Poppy was actually on 3 songs on the Fat Rat with the Cheese, and it was a great experience, man. Watching Lil O. It was a great experience watching Lil O tour and perform back. You know what I'm saying? We got to go on a couple of shows with them. Around the time we met Big Hawk, so it was a great experience, man.
And also as well, in the very early 2000s, the Grit Boys also became members of the hip hop collective 713. For the listeners that aren't quite familiar with 713, can you tell us a story behind that group, and of course, what made all you guys decide to come together as one?
That was a great moment in life.
That was a great question.
Yeah.
Man.
But that was just...
You want to touch on the knee?
Yeah, that was just... us as the Grit Boys, Power Law, and Young Red, Lil Ron. We just came together and we just rapping. Yeah, Big Shot was there. Everybody was there. Hawk was there. That just was a good time in life. Like, we were just rapping every day, all day, just making music, fucking. And,
it was, man.
Paul used to DJ out of the studio, so
right, yeah.
We just working, like, it was non-stop. Every day somebody was doing something, either Paul was DJing or we was rapping. It was just like,
pretty much, we did a lot of songs and then together, and then we really didn't know what to call it because it was all of us. So it wasn't just the Grit Boys.
That's why we did it like that with everybody on it.
Right. So we always was doing songs with each other anyway. Like, we'll be on 3 songs on everybody's project anyway. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we just put the extra records together and made a whole group. And it was dope, man. Kind of like the Dungeon Family and Screwed Up Clique. You know what I'm saying? That same type of formula. You know what I'm saying?
And also,
like that.
And I was going to say as well, like, while we're on the topic of 713, I remember in 2003, you guys actually released the phenomenal project, New South Movement. And I remember getting my hands on that project, man. It was straight bangers from track 1 all the way to, like, 22. I have to ask, man, what actually made you guys decide to only release one project? Was that just something you guys originally were like, you know, we're going to do one and that's it? Or, like, why wasn't there ever a second project?
Yeah.
Well, think of it like that at that time. At that time, we were just making music. Like, we were just creating nonstop. Like, from the time we woke up to the time we went to sleep, we was rapping. At that point, we just had, like, outrageous amount of music, like, literally. Yeah.
So it wasn't a reason. It was just everybody, you know, around that time, that's when we kind of started getting deals, man, and having to do our own, focus on, like, our real album releases, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like a on purpose thing because we still released Outlaw and the Grit Boys. What was that? On the Grind. We did Showing Up. You know what I'm saying? Then Paul and Red did their own mixtape together. You know what I'm saying? It was just like still 713, but it was broke down, you know. But we did come back and do the Too Much Music, the Grit Boy Gang. That pretty much was 713 with the cartoon cover. So we did it, but we just didn't really focus on, because, you know, after that, kind of a lot of people start using the 713 kind of title, name. So we kind of focus on, you know, the individual entities. You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say, the one song off that project that I always enjoyed was actually "Look What I Got," where it had all 3 of you guys, and of course Jimmy D as well, man. I don't know, me personally, I always found Jimmy fit so well on that song.
Yeah, shout out Jimmy D, man. The realest nigga alive. Shout out Jimmy D. Damn, man. Damn, that shit bringing back memories. Am I supposed to be cooking?
Oh, we are completely uncensored, man, so definitely, if you need to swear, go for it.
Just brought back memories, man. That shit is crazy, but, yeah, that's a dope-ass track, though. I ain't gonna lie, to this day, it's still...
Yeah. Shout out Grand Hustle, too, man. That was, P.I.B. So, you know, shout out Matt Boney and all them boys. We had them on our project, too. Those 2 dope.
And also as well, I know you guys brought this individual up throughout the interview already, but you guys also began working closely with the late great Hawk, where you landed on majority of his mixtapes. For the listeners that actually aren't quite familiar with Hawk, I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about him, and of course, what is one of your guys' fondest memories you shared with him? Because you obviously worked with him countless hours and countless days, so I know for sure you guys got some phenomenal memories of that talented individual.
Definitely, bro. Man, working with Hawk, man, was just like working with a fourth grid boy. You know what I'm saying? Because he was really into our craft, he was really into his craft, and we just handled it. We just did it naturally, man. Let him kind of guide.
He taught us everything.
Straight up.
He taught us everything we knew. Like, as far as grinding, as far as being men, as far as conducting yourself, you know, like he showed us everything we needed to know, like, to really kind of survive in this game.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy, you know, how it played out, but, you know, he showed us everything we knew. You know?
Yeah. But, you know, one good story about him, man, is when we went to a concert one time, man, and he was always adamant about letting us display our talent too, and getting us out there more. And the promoter, he before the show, he was like, man, I need to make sure it's 4 microphones. And so when he got there, so 3 for each, one for each one of us, he needed 3 extra microphones. So before he even did the show, he said, man, I need them other 3 mics, man. You know what I'm saying? So he was like big on loyalty, man. So that's one story I can say about him. He went to bat for us every time.
And I gotta say as well, I still remember when Hawk actually dropped the record, The Incredible Hawk Underground Volume 1, man. I remember that cover. I as a young lad, I was so attracted to that cover, man. Just the way he just took on the role of the Incredible Hulk, man, was absolutely phenomenal. And the music, man, don't even get me started on the music. The music was great on that record as well.
Yeah, man. That's actually, cause see, Southside of H-Town is the one that we did off the Victory, and Travis Scott actually sampled that, and he also had that freestyle on Incredible Hawk when he said, act school, pop, and leak, we all in too deep, playing for keeps, so nigga don't play us for weeks. You know what I'm saying? That was really putting you right. That was part of the shit, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And also as well, on October 16th of 2007, you guys actually released your 15-track debut studio album. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story and inspiration behind this phenomenal debut project. And of course, is it still actually out there to be streamed or purchased today?
Oh yeah, Ghetto Reality Pixies, baby.
Yep, it was that right there is one of the most detailed bodies of work that we ever created, man. We worked with some incredible musicians. We're blessed to be in the presence of them. You know what I'm saying? And those moments are like one of a kind, man. Like, it was a good body of work. We worked with some of the most biggest artists in the industry ever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Travis Barker. Work with Mason Delta. You know what I'm saying? Von B. Yeah, man. Get a reality in Texas. For sure. BG. Trey songs on that thing, man. It was a great project.
And also as well, because like when you mentioned Travis Barker, I do remember that song. I believe it was Streets featuring Bun B, Corey Stute, Grit Boys, of course, and of course Travis Barker. Me personally, Travis Barker is actually one of my favorite drummers to actually grace the music industry. So I have to ask this, man. Could you tell our listeners a story behind that recording session? And of course, what was it like just being in the studio working with Travis Barker, man? Because I heard on the drums he's phenomenal, and of course he's very good at production work as well.
Right. Well, Nick got his drumstick, so he can tell you about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually have a drumstick that he played with. But yeah, it's real dope. I mean, Travis is cool as fuck. Like he's real, like he's like a real person. Like you'll get real knowledge from him. He'll like be sitting up talking to you about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with music. You know.
And Nick worked on Fly Down the Dog on Spencer, Texas, too. On Paul's album. What was the name of the album?
Yeah, I think that was third album.
Yeah.
But yeah, Travis cool as fuck though, man. He live. I ain't gonna say he's different type of live.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man.
I gotta say as well, it's very cool that he could actually jump into different genres of music as well, because he does his work with Blink-182, and he does a lot of work with hip-hop artists as well. Majority of drummers, they sometimes tend to stick to their own genre, but he bounces around everywhere, man. It just proves how transparent Travis Barker truly is.
Yeah. I think you know, the relationship with Paul, man, that really, you know, they were friends too, so it was easier for them to make music together. And then, you know, we was Paul boys, man, so it was really more so an energy type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Where he wanted to do it, so, you know, so it made it easier for him to come into our lane, you know, contribute to what we was already doing.
And also as well, you guys actually released that album on TVT Records. I was wondering, how did you guys originally land that record deal? And of course, what was it like just working for TVT during those times?
Well, man, it was a big war for us, man. We actually got an offer from Steve Rickon at first, Loud Records. And then, you know, seeing what he did with Wu-Tang, man, we really was excited about that deal. And, you know, then we got another offer from Silent Records. That was made in $1 too, because most of the artists from the city was going through that town. But TVT was the last option for us, but it was a better percentage, man. So that's why we ended up over there. We had full ownership. We own our masters. We had a better split, and it was basically a distribution deal rather than a record deal. So we landed that. The guy, I can't remember his name, called my style, something like that. If I can remember, I hate to mess up the name because he gave it a shot, but we got signed over.
And I gotta say as well, that record label, man, had phenomenal artists, man, right from like 9 Inch Nails to Naughty by Nature, all the way up to Little John and the East Side Boys, man. You guys were stacked back in the mid-2000s.
Yo, guys, you know what I'm saying? Those were pretty self-roster, man. You just put in that work, man, and just saw our hard work. Steve Risky definitely recognized our hard work and how many records we sold, how we had promotion vehicles. You know, we had visuals back then, like the whole DVD for 10 visuals. You know what I'm saying? Very self-sufficient at an early age. We had a source, we had a source, double XL. You know, all those types of channels before we even you know what I'm saying, on our own kind of off the underground. So that's what landed us to have a national release, a national situation.
And also as well, jumping ahead of the timeline a little bit, on July 19th of 2021, the Grit Boys released the single titled Get What I Deserve. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this recently released song, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of it today?
Get What I Deserve is on all platforms. That's a single off up and coming mixtape. He can tell you about it.
It's just really something I put together with my boy Greg. He came with the beat, and we just got it done. Really, and I just kind of put it out kind of like a street single.
Well, it's actually gonna be on the Good Business project that we dropping after. Like, it was kind of like a spin-off because I had released my project Best You Knew Deluxe, solo, and so we want to keep the work going, man, by getting he geared up for his next one. But it's gonna be on the Good Business compilation that we dropping later this summer.
And I have to ask as well, man. This project that's coming this summer, I know you guys probably can't leak too much information pertaining to it, but I have to ask this one thing pertaining to it. What can the Grip Boys fans all over the world to just expect from this project when it does drop later on this summer?
Because right now we function as me and Unique. He has his solo career, I have my solo career. So it's this plan of records that we do have together. You know what I'm saying? It's really for our clothing line, because the DB stands for Grid Boys, and it also stands for Good Business. This business is a record label that me and Unique came up with. Got a couple artists that they're not signed to us, but we function together. I just released a single with Alexander Asadi. It's called Twist. It's off my new solo album, Best You Knew Deluxe. I have 3 versions. I have a live version with the band that I did a live set for the band. So I have that album version. I have EP. All of them was released in 2021, and the deluxe was released earlier this year. So it's kind of like we just doing remixes to the songs in my projects. Some of them going to be on the Good Business. We're going to release visuals from them, like Unique is going to be on the remix. But I got a song with J-Dog called No Past Feelings. Just the first time I told anybody about that, he knew about it. You know what I'm saying? We got a remix with J-Dog, so the video is going to have Unique on it. You know what I'm saying? Poppy, possibly. So all the remixes to my songs that I have, pretty dope features. The Grip Boys are going to be on the video version. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you can expect for the Grip Boys.
And also as well, I do know obviously you guys have, outside of the Grip Boys, you guys both have solo careers and whatnot. So I know this interview is pretty much based upon the Grip Boys, but I gotta ask, man, because of course you guys have individual projects that of course I want the world to know about. I want these individuals to check them out as well. So if you can, what do you guys got going on right now as solo work? And of course, just tell us a bit of what you guys got going on solo wise.
Best You Knew Deluxe. Yeah.
I was just saying, my album, Best You Knew Deluxe, is on all platforms. It features Killer Mike, Ronnie Spencer, Unique from the Grid Boys, Killer Calion, J-Dog, New Zealand. That 300,000 streams right now. And the video just premiered on BET Jams. It's been playing for the last 3 weeks. Twist is the lead single. Is at 100,000 streams right now. And so I just report that, anything that we release is Grid Boys, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever, we both owners of the company, we both the boss, so it's, we all pushing one narrative. So right now, the things that I'm releasing and then we're getting up for the compilation. So right for our solos, that's what's happening. And then we're pushing my album and be releasing visuals from that, and we just keeping the clothes and the whole compilation thing, and also the gear up for its release.
And also, guys, this is the time in the interview quickly that I give a chance for the individuals that do slide into the radio station airways. Just a chance to give, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to. But most of all, your guys' social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Grip Boys and, of course, Scooby and Unique if they're not already doing so.
Give me go ahead.
GripBoys.com, at Nikki Montana _GripBoys.com.
GripBoys.com. Instagram, man.
Same thing.
Nah, man. It ain't no GripBoys.com. That's back in the day, but it's at GripBoys on Instagram, and mine is at Scooby _GripBoys on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can go to School Yonder. Just go on the Grit Boys and you'll find all our solo pages. Then follow the clothing page, Good Business _ clothing. That's on IG, man. And yeah. And the project's on all platforms.
Yes, sir.
And I just
Stream now.
I definitely agree. Definitely stream it up and run them numbers up.
Yeah. You spell School Yonder, SCOOYUNDA.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and just sliding into the 97.7 FM airways, man. I've been a Grit Boys fan for a long time, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast. So, just thank you so much for your time, man, and allowing me to interview you guys and help you plug your new and up-and-coming music, man. It's definitely an honor, and hopefully we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, definitely have yourself a wonderful week, man. I'm pretty sure we'll talk again soon.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome, Scooby and Unique. Thank you so much, guys. Definitely have yourself a wonderful night.
Good boys.
I got a question for you, Immortal.